But alright, gamers, let's possibly watch something cursed. Whenever you're dealing with male VTubers, it usually gets a little cursed. The problem with male VTubers, including me, and me.
Name every male VTuber right now.
Saikuno, he counts, right? Shoto, Kenji, Kage, he's canceled. Most of them are canceled for being bad people, respectfully. But what I named 3? Good enough, right?
You can only think of 1 or 2. Well,
nah, I did 3. We peaked.
Okay, because I can't really think of any off the top of my head either. So it turns out there just aren't that many male VTubers. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Let me put that
Oh
away.
wait, myself. That counts. We can name me. But he's kind of right. There isn't a lot of male VTubers. Internet historian, good call. Oh, Russian Badger. He counts as well. But what he just said is like kind of a good point. There really aren't a lot of male VTubers. Like I'll tell you, I'll open up Twitch. In fact, let's do it right now. Let's go to Twitch. I'm going to search by like the VTuber tag. And it's just, we're not going to find one. It's going to take a minute. I'm telling you. Like I want you to know I've legitimately done this. And like you got to go for a while. Luckily Shoto's on. So we see him off rip. But I've done, oh, Saikuno too. My 2 kings. But legitimately, like past that, it's so hard to run into male VTubers. I come on here trying to find them just to see the vibe because, you know, I'm a failed male VTuber myself. So I want to steal strats and tech. And for the most part, it's all women. And we love women. Don't get me wrong. And when it's not women, it's usually like a furry. Which is cool if you're into that. I'm respectfully not, despite the ears. I just pressed the wrong thing. Despite the ears. But, you know, this guy. Games for and chill. It's actually crazy. There's almost more normal flesh men than there are male VTubers. See? Look, you see it. It's not mainly women. It's mainly female VTuber avatar. Case in point, this guy right here. And once again, I don't blame him. I'd rather look at a woman. When I play a video game, I normally make a woman character, respectfully.
But if I tell you to think of your favorite VTuber, odds are you're gonna name a woman. Well, why is that? Well, probably because you're a simp who couldn't get bitches even if you went to pick them up at the local animal shelter. So you spent all your money on 2D women in gacha games or donating it to VTubers who don't even know you exist. Donate to me instead. I know you exist. I know where you live. I'm in your walls. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Anyways, male VTubers. You wanna know why they hardly exist? How to find a homie you can simp for? Or why I have one of them locked in my basement? Well, I'll be answering 2 of those questions in this video. Okay, first off, disclaimer, this video is not meant to attack anyone. I respect all the VTubers I mentioned in this video and I enjoy their content a lot. I'm just some dickhead on the internet who wanted to know where all the 2D e-boys were hiding so I could trap them in my basement and feed them Monster Energy drinks and Doritos all day. Also, for legal reasons, I don't know where you live. Now that we're done with all the nonsense, let's get into the video. I first got into
Noggin, he's a VTuber. Of course he's cringe. We're all cringe.
To VTubers around 2020, shortly after the debut of Mori Calliope, how the fuck do you pronounce?
So true, dude, because I used to say Calliope. Apparently that's wrong. No, I used to say Calliope, and then you guys abused me until I said Calliope. Calliope sounds better, respectfully.
Okay, whatever. Shortly after Kali debuted, I was aware of VTubers before that, but I never really got into it because I thought it was just cringy anime girls on the internet.
See, I'm more based than him because I didn't get into VTubing by the Ian Hololive. I got into VTubing by Miko. She's the GOAT. She's the best. That's why I'm a VTuber right now. I saw Miko, I'm like, this is peak, dude. Now here we are.
Internet. 2020 me did not realize I was gonna suffer a similar fate. With the global illness hitting around the same time and nobody being allowed to leave their house, not that I was going to anyway, I would usually have her stream on one of my monitors to distract myself from the active brain rot that Valorant was causing me. At the time, male VTubers weren't really a thing, especially not in the English speaking space. While Holostar JP debuted around 2019, they only had—
I heard that these dudes like don't even get views, which kind of sucks. So at least in comparison to the, what do you call the Hololive girls? If they're anyway, Hololive girls. I don't know their direct name. But the Hollow Star fellas, they get cooked. It's unfortunate.
4 members,
but it makes sense.
Nothing compared to the countless amount of female talent already in Hololive, which made them feel like an out-of-place boy band performing on the island of the Themyscira. After that, it took a full 3 years for Holostar's EN to debut in 2022. If you wanted to see male VTubers, you only had 2 options at the time. Number 1, take copious amounts of hallucinogenic drugs until you either see your husbando or Jesus. Or number 2, search the indie space for people like Porcelain Maiden.
We just did
then
this.
Only became a VTuber by coincidence and didn't come.
Once again, the female avatar. It cooks.
Call himself VTuber until quite a bit later. From a normie's perspective, VTubers have always been viewed as being cringe AF, but even in the VTuber sphere, where someone could throw a $100 super chat at a PNG of an anime girl and no one batted an eye, being a male VTuber is considered a level of cringe that only few people could handle.
I agree.
My respect goes out to all of these brave soldiers, except for the ones who got cancelled for some horrible reason.
So true! It's actually funny that I named a cancelled VTuber in the opening.
But with the supply of female VTubers being far more than any reasonable person could ask for, and as we all know the VTuber and anime community consists of only reasonable people, there seemed to be no demand for male VTubers, which brings us to our first problem. It's not exactly a secret that there's a big overlap of people who enjoy anime and people who watch VTubers. I draw a Venn diagram below.
He's right. But it's kind of weird that I found myself here, because up until like 3 days ago when I watched Absolute Peak, AOT, the greatest anime of all time, like I kind of really wasn't vibing with anime too much. I just thought it would be cool to be a silly little like cartoon guy on the internet, you know?
Probably look ridiculous considering that
I'm more cartoon than anime. Would you agree? I feel like this is cartoon-esque, right? Yeah, this is cartoon-esque. More so than anime. I don't got a pointy chin. Every male VTuber has a pointy chin.
would just be
And no nose.
a smaller circle inside of a larger circle. And if I were to split that Venn diagram into how many of those people are men versus how many are women, I'd quickly come to realize that I don't actually know how the fuck a Venn diagram works. But while there is a powerful force in the anime community that unites us all, known as the waifu, the demographic of people who tend to sim for these wonderful beings still tend to be mostly men. Even an absolute giga chad alpha male manly man like myself isn't immune to this phenomenon, as every time there's a batshit crazy yandere with a knife in her hand and her enemy's blood splattered across her face, my knees get soft, my dick gets hard, and my credit card gets maxed out because I spend all of my money on every single anime figure of her I can get my hands on. It's
Fair and true, but me respectfully, Levi from AOT cooks every single anime waifu 10 times out of 10 times. No question.
monkey see, monkey simp mentality extends far beyond just anime. Now don't get me wrong, women do their fair share of simping as well, but when a female degenerate goes to buy a body pillow on Amazon at 3 AM after having a mental breakdown, it's far more likely to feature the art of a male
Oh, my boy! See, I'd buy that. I'd buy this one.
character on it, which is
I
typically
wouldn't, but you know, if I had to.
harder to find. Trust me, I've been searching for a good angel devil body pillow for quite a while now. For research purposes, of course. In any case, it's a sad reality that most of the anime fandom are still men, which means that most of what is produced in this industry is still catered towards your average low-life penis wielder who hasn't touched a woman since the day they came out of their mom. Ha, couldn't be me. This can be seen by the sheer amount of generic male power fantasy and trashy harem isekai shows that are released every season, which sometimes even I fall victim to. But for some people, just watching their favorite anime character in a show just isn't enough. After all, no matter how hard
Yo, you know what I just realized? This dude yoinked the shoe on head BGM.
Okay, so first of all, we were all thinking it, okay? Let's not lie. We were all thinking it.
Shout out him. I would have yoinked it if I could have found it. It's a good BGM.
for your favorite waifu, it's impossible for her to notice you. So a far more effective way to fuel this parasocial relationship with someone who doesn't know you exist are streamers. But women aren't immune to this. That's right ladies, hide your Gojo fanfiction somewhere between your collection of yaoi doujins. I'm coming for you now. That line felt so gross to say, I'm gonna cut that. I'll be using one of VShojo's latest and first male additions to their group, K9 Kuro, because I kinda fuck with his content and he doesn't stream in the middle of the night for my time zone. During stream,
The only thing I know about this lad is they say he looks like Harada, the Tekken head.
recently, Kuro mentioned that he had a 75% female viewer base, which went down from the 85% that it used to be. That's right, I found where all the women are hiding. They're in male VTubers chats. And honestly, I can't blame them, since Kuro's model is kinda hot. I mean, what the fuck, who wrote that? I mean, because he is one of the few successful male VTubers, which allows him to reach a demographic of people that can't really find what they're looking for in a female VTuber. Another example of this is Shoto, but I don't know what the exact figures are for his viewership numbers. If you see any video of him hosting a panel or a meet and greet at a convention, you'll find that the crowd consists of more girls than a Taylor Swift concert. Which
Speaking of Shoto, I found something like kind of disturbing recently, at least for me. So I've never really watched Shoto, but from my perspective, he's like an ooh little guy. You know, he's like the VTuber Saikuno before Saikuno became the VTuber Saikuno. This dude's Patreon is like, bro, he's on demon time. August 2023 re-upload, masturbation ASMR. That's the title of one of them. So shout out Shoto for getting his bag.
presumably translates into his online viewership as well. Now look, I'm not gonna pretend to know what makes women flock to male VTubers in the same way that crypto bros gather around you when you mention the word NFT. Oh fuck, I can already hear them coming. If I knew what women wanted,
No, Chad, I'm serious. I've showed it on stream. I don't want to go there though, because there's images also on the Patreon, and we're gonna get shot. But speaking of this topic, and this guy's speaking of how like male, thank you for the follow. Speaking of how male VTubers usually attract a female audience, I feel like someone like me does not. That's another reason why I'm similar to those furry male VTubers. I feel like most of my audience would be a man, because the appearance isn't like a pretty boy. I'm just a skull. You know, I'm a little guy.
I'd either be in a happy relationship or a very successful pimp. Bro,
What I'm saying is I'm nerfed on both regards. Please come follow me, Flower.
did you say NFT? No, I said let them see. Let them see what? Let them see these nuts? Hey, fuck off. Anyway, where was I?
Average VTuber humor right there, though.
Oh yeah, male VTubers. That 10% incline in Kuro's male viewership is not just because his model has longer legs than Nami from One Piece. It also correlates to a shift that has been happening in the VTuber scene.
Well, I just think it's simply that he's not in a agency. Like, Niji Sanji is known for having insane fangirl viewership. So that makes perfect sense that when he gets out of Niji Sanji, he would lose some of that percentage. IMO.
For the past few years now. With more and more people in the indie VTuber scene, not only have male VTubers become increasingly more popular, but VTubers in general have seen a rise in popularity. With creators like Ironmouse winning Content Creator of the Year and
I can't wait for like VTubers to be seen as like normies, just a normie who doesn't want to dox himself. That's my dream. Cause like let me go on a little schizo rant real quick. I legitimately mean this when I say I am oppressed, I am discriminated upon. I actually believe that. I do. I feel like people see the skull and like they just straight up won't click. And I feel like that happens to other VTubers too. Like people just hate VTubers. And if we base it off of what they're most likely to see, I kind of get it. I can understand where they're coming from, but I'm here to say not all VTubers. Memes aside though, genuinely not all VTubers. Not all VTubers are making, you know, ASMR masturbation audio. I'll be real with you, I paused at a pretty bad time because like this dude's doing masturbation ASMR audio. Shy Lily, if you've ever seen her clips on YouTube, you know, man. Vebe, a little bit similar. Iron Mouse is safe in that regard. However, when someone does sub, she does make some references to fat hogs, something of that nature. I can't tell you the exact quote. So if people just are annoyed with the sexuality of VTubing, and for that reason they discriminate on all of them, I kind of get it. But I'm just a little guy. I'm innocent. Give me a chance, Flower.
Other VTubers being invited and nominated at the Streamer Awards, the whole space is becoming slightly more mainstream. VTubing is no longer just girls being signed to a massive corporation to pretend to be anime characters on the internet all day. A lot of content creators use VTuber models as a way to create content online without having to show their real face.
Bro, don't show Dream. Like, so true, but don't show Dream. That's why I do it. I used to be no cam Andy, just being a gamer. And one of my viewers, shout out Etsunamu, goated VTuber, made me a little guy art, and now here we are.
Example became a VTuber so people I know IRL wouldn't find out that I'm being cringe online. For some other people it might be because they want to be a character or a version of themselves.
Heimmeister asks, have you tried lewd tubing? And my answer to that is, listen, when it comes down to it, 2 years from now, when we still have not made any progress, I will follow in Shoto's footsteps. And hopefully get at least like 1/10 the bag that he gets.
That they can't be in real life. And some people are just ugly and want to hide their face for that reason. I don't know.
So true,
Can't
King.
blame them.
But memes aside, I know it's a common meme, I don't even think it's a meme, trope, to say that VTubers are ugly, etc., etc. But if you think like the big VTubers, they would be considered conventionally baddies. Bao, Cinder, Onigiri, etc.
Maybe that's why I'm doing it. You'll never know.
Noggin.
The point is, with VTubers becoming more and more like normal streamers, the perception of what a VTuber is and who a VTuber can be slowly fades away and hopefully increases the diversity in the space for creators and viewers alike. So yeah, comment down below what your thoughts are on this, and if you didn't hate this video, consider following me on Twitch. I stream sometimes.
12 follows? Nah, this guy def got 50.
So, yeah,
he's an
links in the
affiliate by
description.
now.
And remember,
If he's not, what the hell is this, bro? Is that him? All right, well, anyway, bro, never mind. I'm not going to the Twitch. That was Nova Skylaris, and that was the problem with VTubers, including him. And maybe me in the future.